Well, hello and welcome back. Well, now that we know the basic building blocks of a mind map and we know how to use the software to insert these various elements into our mind map, let's actually build something. In this lesson, you're going to watch me build a very simple, straightforward to-do list. Now, there's no need for you to work along with me, although you can if you wish, because I'm going to ask you to build your own to-do list in the assignment that follows this lesson. So for now, you can just watch how I go about building a to-do list. Now, before we begin, I just want to address one preconception that some people can arrive at when they begin mind mapping. And that misconception is that you have to have all your information perfectly arranged before you begin mind mapping. And in fact, nothing could be further from the truth, particularly when you're working with software maps that you can easily change and edit as needed. Mind mapping is an iterative process. You begin by putting down everything you can think of on a particular subject, and then you refine that information as needed to solve the problem that you're trying to solve. And you're going to see that iterative process very much at play in this course, starting with this lesson. Now, this is a new mind map that we've opened up in Xmind, and this is the template that Xmind has given us. And here's my central topic. Now, I'm going to take main topic 1 here and drag it over to the left. There was no reason I moved it over to the left. It's just for aesthetics. I'm going to build a list on the left of this mind map, and then I'm going to refine that information as I move it over to the right of the map. So the first thing we need to do with a to-do list is obviously remember what it is we have to do in the first place. Let's call that a brain dump. I've opened a main topic, which I've called brain dump, into which I'm going to add subtopics for every task and item that I can think of. Now, this brain dump main topic is going to be temporary. So right now, with the magic of editing, I'm about to add all the tasks that I can think of that I need to do in the next couple of weeks. So here's a list of items on the left. There are 13 new topics that I've added. Now, these 13 items are very varied. Some of them are administrative, some of them are personal, some of them to do with my health. There's just some routine things that I have to do there. And there's a few tasks that I need to do on a daily basis. So the first thing I'm going to do now is work out what broad groupings or main topics that all of these different items will fall into. And as you can see here on the right, I've just come up with 3 quite broad main topics, and I've called them personal, business, and admin. So what I'm going to do now is take each item from the left of this map and put it into the main topics on the right. So I'm going to refine my brain dump down into 3 broad groups of to-do list items. So let's look. So these 2 items are administrative. They have to do with my immigration status here in Spain. Now, I've got 3 items here. I need to cancel my gym membership. I also need to make a dentist appointment and a podiatrist appointment. So I'm going to highlight these 3 topics and drag them over to personal. I have to order groceries. Now, is that personal? Is it admin? Is it business? It's none of those things really, is it? So until I work out what I'm going to do with that, I'm simply going to put a floating topic up here. I'm going to double click in that and call it miscellaneous. And I'm going to drag my order groceries up here. I'll process that later when I work out what part of my mind map that belongs in. These next 2 items are both business related. So I'm going to highlight those and drag them over to the business main topic. The next 2 items I need to do on a daily basis. So I think I'm going to drag these up to miscellaneous until I work out exactly where on my mind map I want to include those. The next items here, I have to work on a contract for a new business project I'm setting up. I have to work on the website and some marketing assets for that new business. As that's business related, I'm going to drag those over to the business section. And finally, I have to prepare some estate planning information. Some of my personal affairs have changed lately, and I want to put a will together. So I'm going to drag that over to admin. Now, my brain dump is completed. There's nothing here, so I'm just going to highlight that and delete it. But up here in the top left, I've still got a few items that I haven't decided where these are going to fall into my mind map. I'm going to create a main topic called daily. And I'm going to move 2 of these items down here. The miscellaneous floating topic, I'm simply going to drag that down to my to-do list until it becomes another main topic. So I've taken those 13 items and now I've broken them down into 5 main topics or 5 subgroups. Personal, administration, business, daily tasks, and then miscellaneous, small little things. Now, as I look at this, I'm just reviewing these items to make sure they are broadly in the groups that I want them to be in. But there's one change I'm going to make. I'm going to click on to-do list. I'm going to add a new main topic. I'm going to call it appointments. And I have an appointment that is set to meet my bank manager tomorrow. So I'm just going to drag that over there. Now, I didn't have to do that. That appointment was perfectly okay sat in the business node as it was. But I wanted more emphasis on that. So by putting that item into its own appointments subcategory, then I've given appointments far more emphasis in my mind map than they would have if those appointments were just buried amongst other nodes. In order for me to actually do something and strike it off this list, what I need to do now is schedule these items. I don't have to, but I prefer to look at the list and see clearly what I'm going to do today. So what I like to do with my to-do lists is add a floating topic and call that today. And every morning I like to go through my to-do list, work out what items I want to work on today, and I copy those over to the today floating topic. So there you go. That is a very basic, straightforward to-do list that has a very rudimentary, basic form of scheduling in it, where you put everything into a floating topic called today that you want to work on today. And if you used a map like this, then when you completed a task, you would simply delete it. Or you could move it into another node that you called completed items. However, in the actual to-do list we'll be building a little later on in the course, we will be adding some more sophisticated methods of prioritizing tasks and scheduling tasks. But before we get to the advanced stuff, obviously we have to learn the basic stuff. Now in the next lesson, you're going to build your own to-do list mind map. So thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Thanks a lot.